Oklahoma teachers continue to stand strong at the Capitol. Some are going miles for more funding, and the deadliest flu season in state history isn't over yet. This is OU Nightly.
Welcome to OU Nightly. I'm Collin Kennedy.
And I'm Sammi Steele. We begin tonight with breaking news. A Yukon family is mourning the death of a 2-year-old boy. Police say the child was reported missing from his home in Yukon near I-40 and Northwest 10th Street. About 20 minutes later, he was found in a pond at Freedom Trail Park. Investigators say the baby was transported to the hospital where he died.
More breaking news right now. Our partners at News 9 have confirmed that the OSBI is investigating threats against state lawmakers.
Investigators are not releasing who the threats are against, but as we all know, it's a tumultuous time at the Capitol right now.
OU Nightly's Kenneth Adair was at the Capitol today and spoke to teachers who are asking for more funding.
It is day 4 of the teacher walkout, and once again, a considerably large amount of teachers and students have come to support from all over the state.
I'm willing to go as long as it takes. Like I said, it makes me anxious. It's outside my comfort zone. I don't think any of us like talking or even the possibility of arguing with other adults. We're much more comfortable with kindergartners through high schoolers. It seems like we're going to stick to our guns. I didn't think this was going to last past the first day.
I like every one of them, but as a body of people, they have let us down as citizens of Oklahoma. They have broken their promises.
I think that when we feel like that the legislature has heard what we've said and they can put together something that, lets us know that they've really put some thought into it, and we feel like that they've made some modifications, I think that's when we can go home.
While it is not clear what the legislature is going to do moving forward, one thing is certain: the teachers will continue to fight and are staying right here at the Capitol until their demands are met. Kenneth Adair, OU Nightly.
And there are still more teachers making their way to the Capitol. This morning, a group from Yukon started walking towards Oklahoma City.
We are doing this definitely for our kids and for the future generations that are coming through Oklahoma and our own personal children. We want to stay in Oklahoma.
Told the teachers marched the full 14 miles from Yukon to join the rally. They arrived at just after 2 p.m. Teachers from Mustang also walked to the Capitol today.
And Tulsa teachers are also marching to the Capitol, but their journey is a bit longer. The group started its walk on Wednesday and will travel between 15 to 20 miles a day along Route 66. They say they hope carrying signs along the way to the Capitol will help call more attention to the education crisis.
Among the many things going on at the state Capitol this week, voter registration. Education support groups say they want to get as many high school seniors registered to vote as possible. Their hope is that the young voters will remember they registered during a teacher rally and will take education into consideration when they vote. Those who will turn 18 just before Election Day can register up to 60 days prior to voting.
Many groups have taken to the Capitol for the teacher walkout, including Deer Creek Prairie Valley Elementary students who have more than just words to speak. They have songs to sing. Elementary music teacher Trisha Collin brought her students to perform songs today at the Capitol for all to hear. The songs were based on government processes that they have all studied in class.
We believe in liberty, democracy, the will of the majority. And so they've been bugging me all week because they wanted to sing and share their voice. And so that's why we're here today, to encourage our legislators. They've got to find some more funding for these kids. They matter, they count.
Deer Creek School District Choir also performed today outside of the Capitol.
Where there are teachers and kids, there are now food trucks lining the streets around the Capitol. One food truck owner says he's driven by more than just serving food. There's a big reason why Big O's Barbecue headed out to the Capitol. The owner, also an Oklahoman teacher, he says he saw an opportunity for his company to serve his colleagues for a cause near and dear to his heart.
And when I heard that teacher was doing a lockout, I wanted to be a part of it. And this is my second day out here. We did a great job. A lot of people came out and supported the teachers.
The owner says he's enjoyed serving teachers and getting a boost for his business.
The teacher walkout has sparked many opinions, and now OU defensive coordinator Mike Stoops has chimed in with his support. Stoops, who has coached at OU for a combined 11 seasons since 1999, was raised by two parents that are high school teachers on teacher salaries. His mother, a teacher, and his father, a football coach. Stoops proclaimed his support for the teachers and hopes there can be a resolution that works for everybody involved.
I try to stay out of politics as much as I can, but, you know, obviously it's not a lot of money for all the time and effort and hours they have to put in and away from your family. So it's a tough situation. I hope it gets corrected in a positive way where you know, everybody can win.
No word yet from former OU head coach Bob Stoops, but we do know his children attend the Norman Public Schools.
Sammy, I gotta tell you, it's been pretty nice so far
It
today.
has. It's been a nice change. It's been a little chilly.
It's making me wonder, though, will it stay along? Sawyer, what do you got?
You never know.
Yeah, right now, guys, outside it's clear. It was cloudy this morning, though. You see, the past 3 hours, though, those clouds are starting to move on off to the east and behind it. Clear skies and some really nice temperatures. You can see, obviously, where the clouds were near McAllister, Ida Bell, Muskogee, where they're in the upper 50s, lower 60s. But across the Sooner State, about I-35 and to the west, we're sitting right about 70 degrees or a little bit above. But unfortunately, that's going to change as we go on into tomorrow. A cold front's going to arrive. We'll have the severe weather chances along with it. And also have your walkout forecast for anybody heading to the state capitol tomorrow. All that in just a minute.
Thank you, Sawyer. Well, details on the government's plan for a stricter border are emerging. Sydney Forsee joins us now with the latest. Sydney.
Thanks, Sammy. As OU Nightly's Tatum Wilson reported yesterday, President Trump is sending the National Guard to the Mexican border.
Until we can have a wall and proper security, we're going to be guarding our border with the military. That's a big step.
Signing the official memo yesterday, key details are now being finalized. The cost and the length of deployment are unknown, but late this afternoon, the president said he wants between 2,000 and 4,000 National Guard members to take up positions on the U.S.-Mexico border. Trump says the action is due to a surge in border crossings in the month of March, but the numbers say something different. A study from Homeland Security shows the border is secure as ever and illegal crossings are at a historic low. And the village of Deerfield, Illinois is now banning assault rifles. Residents have until June 13th to get rid of assault rifles in their possession. If caught, they could face a fine up to $8,000 a day. The village board of trustees voted unanimously on the decision in the wake of the mass shootings at Parkland in Las Vegas. The Illinois State Rifle Association has filed a lawsuit against the village of Deerfield, saying they are violating state law and the Second Amendment. And Sears and Delta Airlines are the latest companies finding themselves at the center of a data breach scandal. As of last month, the companies were told client credit card information was compromised after working with the same support software company. Sears says less than 100,000 customers have been affected, but Delta has yet to release their numbers. While the companies are unsure whether the compromised info has been accessed, authorities have been notified. And the jury for Bill Cosby's retrial has been chosen with the same race and gender makeup of last year's jury. 7 men and 5 women have been chosen. 10 are white and 2 are black.
Thank you, Sydney. So to come on OU Nightly, another lawsuit emerges relating to opioid overdoses.
Plus, apps on your phone are putting you at risk. Stay with us.
Welcome back. A second Oklahoma tribe sues manufacturers, distributors of opioids, and large pharmacies for alleged relation to an opioid overdose epidemic. The Muskogee Creek Nation filed a lawsuit on Tuesday that alleges companies engage in marketing campaigns that aren't truthful about the risk of using opioids. Some defendants named are manufacturer Purdue Pharma, distributor Cardinal Health, and pharmacies including Walgreens and CVS. This is the second lawsuit of its kind, the Cherokee Nation being the first to do so about 1 year ago.
The murder and kidnapping convictions and life sentence for a Tulsa man are all being upheld by the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals. The court rejected appeals by 30-year-old Vernon Smith, who is one of 4 men convicted in connection to the death of 27-year-old Chaz Hawley. Prosecutors say Hawley died inside the covered bed of his father's truck, where he was kept for several hours.
A Bethany man is facing a death sentence after fatally beating his ex-girlfriend's 2-year-old son while babysitting in 2015. In February, jurors convicted 25-year-old Dustin Davidson of first-degree murder and the killing of Creedon Brooks and chose the death penalty. Today, the district judge agreed with the jury's verdict on the ground that the murder was cruel and that Davidson would be a continuing threat to society.
More information on a recent scandal reveals that even more people could have had their personal information released. Shereen Hashem joins us now in Science and Technology with more. Shereen.
That's right, Sammy. Facebook revealed 87 million users could have been affected by the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which accessed information on millions of Facebook users. The new number is nearly 40 million more than previously estimated. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said he didn't do enough to protect users at a press conference Wednesday. In a blog post, Facebook outlined a number of proposed changes to its terms and service for future privacy. NASA is trying to build a supersonic aircraft that doesn't take off with a loud boom. The jet is expected to fly from New York to London in less than 4 hours and circle the globe in just over 1 day. The main goal is to demonstrate that it's possible to travel faster than the speed of sound without creating intense shock waves. Evidence shows your privacy is at risk when using a smartphone. Online app store Google Play discovered apps abusing access to phone sensors. Stolen photos and sound bites were reported, as well as misuse of location services from unknown sources. Scientists designed invasive apps in order to test out the extent of the invasion of privacy. And Collin and Sammi, what do you think of this privacy thing? I can't believe it. I mean, I use my phone all the time, so it's kind of crazy.
I think that's the thing. A lot of people use their phones, and they're very invasive. You're with your phone all the time.
Exactly.
And
maybe
so
too
for
much.
that to be out there, it'd be a little bit. I'd be nervous too. I'd want to make sure that my
and I have a lot of
privacy was
apps on
upheld.
top of that, so I don't know which ones are safe and which ones aren't.
Yeah.
Well, there's computer or phone. It looks like I'm gonna have to buy some tape and cover my webcam, because if that's
a lot
true,
of people do that, Collin.
I'm not about that.
Exactly. I've seen so many people in classes do that.
Exactly.
I should do it too.
Might be a smart strategy. Thanks, Shereen.
Thank you.
Thank you,
The number of
Shereen.
flu deaths continue to rise across the state. Since September 1st, there have been 268 deaths and 4,609 hospitalizations reported by the Oklahoma Health Department. The previous record was set in 2017 with 130 flu-related deaths and 2,422 people hospitalized.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, the most highly anticipated Masters tournament in years gets underway with round 1.
And Tori, we talked earlier about the cold coming, but is it coming with something else?
Yeah, it just may. We may have a little bit of a winter mix on one of the days. I'll have the details right after the break. Now, you're looking live outside. Obviously, our Tulsa cam, it's been down for the past few days, so it's not nighttime. But across Norman, Oklahoma City, River Cam, it's overall been a really nice day once those clouds moved out, and temperatures right now, 70 degrees. Look at that. Sunny skies, south-southeast winds at 15 miles per hour, and our dew point sitting at 46%, which means it's not muggy outside. So get out and enjoy it while you can, because this is going to be coming to an end tomorrow, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Lows tonight, though, mainly be in the 50s, maybe some 60s down near just southwest of Lawton, 40s up in the northwest part of the state, and 40s over in the northeast part of the state, so the corner is going to be a little cold up there in the north. Now, your walkout forecast, if you are heading out to the Capitol tomorrow, 8 a.m., cloudy skies, winds out of the east, 5 to 10 miles per hour, will be in the low 50s, and as that cold front moves through the day, those winds are going to start to shift out of the north, gusting at times up over 20 miles per hour, and we're going to cool down into the mid to even lower 40s by around 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So it's definitely going to get chilly, and there's our cold front, and with it, though, a chance for storms, and again, we'll have that in just a minute. 52 in Oklahoma City and in Norman, and they'll still be in the 60s, and there again, you can see that wind shift associated with that cold front moving through tomorrow. So it's a little bit of a weird forecast as we're going to cool on out throughout the entire day, and that's due. There's that cold front right there. Current time, we'll stop at right about midnight and zoom on into our area, and we're going to move through here. Low pressure system going to be just to our south, and it's going to help kind of wrap that moisture around it, help give us that instability with some severe storms potentially down into the southeastern portion of the state. Normally, though, we should get some showers. It's going to be hit or miss, though. These are not going to be widespread across the state at all. So some people are going to get some rain, some are not. They're just going to remain dry, but it is going to be cloudy. And behind that, though, there's blustery, cold temperatures, potential for a winter mix right about Oklahoma City to the north, even some snow along the Kansas-Oklahoma border. This may dip down into normal. We could see a few flurries, maybe a few sleet pelts, but overall, it's not going to impact road conditions or really anything. Main worry would be up in southern Kansas, and that's going to move on out of our area very quickly through Saturday morning. And behind it, a little cold front moving through, really not going to affect our temperatures at all. Now, your severe storm zone for Friday, like I said, the best chance is going to be in the southeast near Idabel. Still, it's going to be possible about to Norman, down near Ardmore, around that area. Possible for a few showers. One of those could become severe, but the conditions just aren't really there. All right, so let's take a look at your 2-day right now. 58 degrees tomorrow for a high. Again, that's going to be right around midnight tonight. 60% chance for some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Those north winds do come roaring back, 15, 20 miles per hour. And then look at this, Saturday morning, another hard freeze. And I know that many flowers and stuff are blooming right now, so you need to bring them inside or you're not going to have them anymore. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And a record potential low Saturday morning will warm back up into the 70s by later part of next week, so we're going to get back into spring-like temperatures.
Is there anything more Oklahoma than ice potentially in April? I don't know. Maybe tornadoes? I just so frustrating.
Yeah, it really seems like it.
I mean,
everybody on this roller coaster, and hopefully we'll kind of even out, get to the end of this by next week.
And it comes during Mom's Weekend too. Just real poor
I know.
timing.
What a bummer for those moms.
Sorry, I can't control everything.
Thanks, Sawyer.
Thanks, Sawyer.
We may not feel like spring in Oklahoma in the future, but it certainly feels like it elsewhere. Isn't that right, Tori?
Yeah, that's right, Collin. Spring has sprung in the sports world. The Masters defending champ made a splash on day 1, and spring football is in full gear. Good news, Sooner Nation. The defense should be better than before. Stick around. Sports is next. Round 1 of the Masters teed off today, and it wasn't a great start for Sergio Garcia. On the 15th hole, the reigning champ had 5 straight shots end up in the water. He finished the hole with a 13, tying the worst score ever on a hole in Augusta. As we should all know by now, Tiger Woods is back. He shot 73 to finish 1 over par. The tournament will continue through the weekend. Sooner football stopped to smell the roses last season, but every rose has its thorn. If you're trying to forget, I'm sorry for the reminder, but there is good news. OU's biggest snag last season was its defense. But with 3 former head coaches working together on that side and returning guys like Caleb Kelly, Trey Norwood, and picking up big-time recruits, that may not be the case anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great competition. We compete every day. I mean, iron sharpens iron. We learn from each other. We get in the film room together, watch our mistakes, try to correct them. Almost says defense looking nice. I mean, we're looking real good. We're working well together, and we're making plays together. We're learning how to play off of each other and how to play as a unit.
3-time All-American senior pitcher Paige Parker is up for another award. Parker is among 10 finalists for the 2018 Class Award in college softball. Class is an acronym for celebrating loyalty and achievement for staying in school. Fans can vote online as well as media and D1 coaches. Votes will be combined and the winner will be announced in the College World Series. If Parker wins, she will be the first Oklahoma softball player to do so. Celtics' Kyrie Irving is out. The star point guard will miss the rest of the regular season and postseason. This could change the entire dynamic of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Irving will undergo a second knee procedure, but should be back to normal in 4 to 5 months. And former UFC bully Conor McGregor is back in the news. This shaky cell phone video shows McGregor unleashing on a bus before today's UFC 223 media day. Not sure what the bus did to him, but he obviously is upset about it. He was led away by security and an arrest could be pending.
That tells me one thing. We got to put Conor McGregor back in the cage, because if he's
go,
going to beat on transportation, we might be in trouble.
He's got to get that frustration out somehow.
He sure does.
Thanks, Tori. Still held on OU Nightly, 2 goats found themselves in a bad situation. Stay tuned.
I'm Tevis Hillis at the OU Nightly Update Desk with the latest on a collapse of a crane in Florida and a bus wreck in Georgia. Construction workers were sent running for their lives as a crane fell, nearly striking a man. No one was injured, according to the St. Petersburg Police Department. In Georgia, a charter bus carrying 18 passengers crashed this morning, injuring 15 people. The bus driver, 61-year-old Stephen Hoppenbrower, was charged with driving under the influence. And back to you all in the studio.
Thanks, Tevis. While goats might be good climbers, 2 billy goats found themselves in quite the predicament on a highway bridge in Pennsylvania. State police first spotted the goats that had wandered onto a narrow beam of a bridge and were stuck hundreds of feet in the air. Turnpike employees borrowed a crane to rescue the animals and safely return them to the farm. And guys, we always talk about pigs potentially flying, but the goats were almost flying right there.
Can you imagine being the police officer where you pull up to that bridge and that's your duty for the day, getting those guys
I'll say
down?
it again, it was a pretty bad situation. But we were talking about pretty late snow. Sawyer, this isn't the latest, right?
It is not the latest. You'd expect in April we won't have to worry about snow, but back in 1957, April 12th, the latest measurable snow over 0.1 of an inch was Oklahoma City, and received just under an inch at 0.7 inches. I mean,
since I've been at
done with
OU, we haven't had snow at all. Have you been around while there's been snow?
No, I haven't, and I'm from Texas, so I'm not around snow very much at all.
2014,
I'm from Colorado, so.
2014, but it was over Christmas break, so everybody was gone. I think we got like 3 or 4
I
inches.
remember that. I remember it coming back and it being freezing and walking to Sarkey's every day.
Yeah, well, thanks, Sawyer. Thank you for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night, live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.